What's going on, guys? Yeah, so today's the fourth day I've been down here at Whipple in Fresno. You see the daily Camaro right behind me, Dustin Whipple. He's behind the wheel right now doing a little bit of tuning. He just got done test driving it. You guys are gonna have to wait for right now to get the dyno results reveal. But while I was here, I ran into somebody that I was actually really hoping I would. His name's Josh Godinez, and he's got a killer car. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and let him show it to you guys. Josh, what's up, dude?
How you doing?
Good, man, good. Don't feel weird being on camera. Don't feel weird at all. I'm kidding, dude. So yeah, you guys do a lot of cool stuff over here at Whipple. What do you do here?
I'm the CNC programmer.
Yeah, you're badass, dude. You run the machine shop over here, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. But in your spare time, you like to work on your car, and you're kind of like Instagram, Facebook famous, a little bit. Your car is.
The car gets some attention.
Yeah. Well, show us why.
67.
Yeah.
67 Firebird.
67. It's a good year, man.
First year.
You can always tell in those little wing windows. That's a 67. Very cool, man. So.
And the traction is.
Yeah. What's the big deal, dude? You know. Okay. First gen F body.
And we got a Coyote in it.
Oh, that's the big deal, dude. That's awesome. So, tell me, what would compel someone to do this?
It's my favorite of the modern V8s, and I wanted to update the car a little bit.
Okay, well, give us the tour. Let's start there. The power plant that everybody loves to, I guess. I don't know. Do people hate this?
You believe it or not, it gets a lot more love than hate. Even from Pontiac purists.
Really? Okay, so give me the story of the car, starting from the beginning, and then, you know, how it got to be in this stage that we see it here today.
Well, my grandpa ran a wrecking yard. This car was, it was junked back in the late 70s, and he knew my mom would like a first-gen F-body for her first car. So he repaired it from other parts from the wrecking yard, gave it to my mom for her first car. She drove it until she married my dad, and he took over. And then gave it to me when I was 14, and just been tinkering and learning how to work on it since.
Nice. That's awesome. So when you got it, what was under the hood when it still had a hood and all that?
When I got it, it had a 350 Pontiac. Little smog motor. It was really slow. I had a turbo 350 transmission, and it was just, stock highway gears, peg leg. And so I started, it was really slow, so I put a nice bumpity cam in it, make it sound good at least. And
very cool.
Kind of went from there.
So it was a Pontiac 350. It wasn't like somebody had already swapped in a Chevy or something like that, right?
Nope.
Okay.
We kept a Pontiac back then.
Very cool. And then at the time that you got it, did it have full interior? It had all that stuff?
Yes, full interior. It's actually a deluxe interior car, so it had really beautiful interior, the folding back seat, a lot of desirable parts.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I kept it that way, but I had to build it more drag, you know what I mean? I
got you. Okay, so fast forward to the Coyote Swap. Dude, what happened? How did it happen? Tell us the whole deal.
Well, I grew up a diehard Pontiac purist. This thing was going to have nothing but a Pontiac in it, and then after going to Pontiac shows and seeing that the LS swap had become acceptable to the purists, I didn't understand why. The best explanation they could give is fuel injection. So I figured, hey, if I'm going to bastardize my car, or if it's okay to bastardize a car, I'm going to put my favorite of the modern engine plants in it. So that's the Coyote. I like high RPM. It's a stick shift car. So, the low torque, high RPM kind of appealed to me this time around.
So this thing makes pretty good power, but you don't have that much done to it. Tell us about what's done to the engine.
The engine, performance-wise, it has a ported Boss intake manifold. As you can see, that ram air scoop that I just put on it. It has Cook 2-inch headers, no cats, and E85. That's pretty much it for performance modifications. It does have oil pump gears and billet time machine guides for safety, but that's because I'll go 8,000 on the two-step.
And what's this thing making now?
It makes 474 to the tire.
474 to the tire on E85 tune intake, and that's it?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, and some exhaust and intake stuff. But this is cool. So you got all the cooling system that you got from the modern Mustang. What's sitting behind this thing?
The Mustang 6-speed manual, the MT82.
Very cool. And you have a pretty trick shifter in there that I was looking at earlier. But as far as everything else to do with the transmission, it's pretty much stock Mustang?
No, actually, it's a MT82. I'm sorry, it's a Ben Calimer Stage 3 MT82. So it's got G-force parts in it and a close ratio gear set. I got a Black Magic slipper clutch.
Ooh.
And MTW shifter.
Yeah, look at that shifter, man. And the 3 pedals over there. I like it. I dig it. Cool. Okay, so back to the front of the car. I see you got some LED lighting. Very cool. Pretty much stock up here, aside from the radiator support. What about your wheels and tires, your brakes, all that?
So we got Weld Magnum 2 drag wheels. Those are Hoosier slicks, front and back. Brakes, you're looking at TBM. Got the TBM drag brakes in the front, same thing in the rear.
Killer.
It's got all TRZ control arms, steering rack.
Dude, this thing looks super light in the front. Can you lift the tires on this thing?
Oh yeah. I had to slow down the shocks a lot to keep it from standing up.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so what do you have for suspension up front?
It's all TRZ components and Viking shocks.
Awesome. And what about out back?
Out back is Calvert. We got the Calvert split monoleaf springs. Have the Smith Racecraft Assassin bars and Viking shocks on TRZ anti-roll bar.
Whoa! Look at that rear end. So what's up with the rear end in this thing?
It's a Mosier M9 fab housing. I wanted to. This thing's gonna get a blower eventually, and I figure, hey, 7,000 RPM clutch drops with a blower. I'd rather be safe than broken.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Okay, so this thing has the nickname of the Bondo bird. Can you tell us why? Better yet, show us maybe.
Well, when we got this car, it had Can-Am flares that came out to probably here, went straight down, and the people that put them on, they just welded it to the quarters and filled it all in with Bondo front and back.
Oof.
So one day, I didn't like the flares. I wanted to trim them off, and it took 4 of us with hammers and chisels to de-Bondo the car, and there was so much rust from the flares that I just took a Sawzall and just
radiused it, huh?
I just hacked this.
Yeah, but that made it to where you can fit those 28s in there pretty good, huh?
Oh yeah, I could drop this thing quite a bit if I wanted to, and it'll tuck them real nice.
And I see you're tubbed in the back.
Mini tub.
Yeah, and you got a full cage. I like that panel that you did to cover the trunk.
All that fabrication work and chassis work was done by Fuller Fabrication.
Right here in Fresno?
No, they're in Lodi. I am not a welder, so.
Gotcha. And I see you got some Kirkies over here. You're so nice. Put the cover on the passenger side.
You gotta take care of my wife.
There you go. Hey, so tell me about this AEM management thing that you got as a dash.
So that's their digital dash. I have the AEM Infinity system, so I decided to go with their digital dash. It's got GPS, speedometer, odometer. It's got all the inputs that I could use. So
yeah.
It's a good data logger and just a good screen to give me all the information I need.
Very cool. That's awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for showing us your car. Doing a wicked burnout.
I tried.
So you're racing this thing and you're tuning it and you're messing with it and you're fine-tuning a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Where do you do most of your racing? Where can people come possibly see the car?
So racing, it's kind of even between Sacramento Raceway and Famoso Raceway. Just trying to hit any test and tune and race event I can find right now.
Yeah.
And, this October I'll be at the Eagle Field Drags.
Nice.
And Fireball.
Awesome. Cool, man. All right, so last question.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to see a Whipple on this thing?
Oh man, maybe next year. We'll see. I want to try to hit 9s all motor. I know the car and the engine have it. They have it in it, but
yeah. What's your best ET so far?
So far, 1055 at 129. That's in 4400 DA at 98 degrees. So I think this winter, I'm really going to be gunning for the 9s. I'm going to do every bit of chassis tuning, engine tuning, everything I can do to get this thing down to the 9s.
Killer, man. We'll see you. Thank you so much. Peace, guys.